Come on! Come on! They said we couldn't do it. They said we wouldn't do it. They all said, I heard them say it. They said there's no way Monday, January 19th, 6 a.m. and 43 seconds on the East Coast that the Drake Toll Show on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app will be live. There's no chance. There were Polymarket, Kalshi. The line was through the roof that we would not be here today. And we're here together. A day removed from football magic. And we welcome you into another day of football. The national championship game, Miami and Indiana tonight, coming off of a classic yesterday evening between the Rams and the Bears, who went to overtime. If you're a normal person who gets normal sleep, and you are very much not like me, have a much healthier pattern, you may have missed the Rams-Bears game and the greatest finish you could have asked for in the Windy City if you're a Rams fan. Conversely, for Chicago Bears fans, the run is over. And as fun as it was, Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson are out. I seem to remember when the Bears had an upstart, hotshot offensive coach and a young, promising quarterback, and it went well for a season. They played in the playoffs for a season. Didn't work out in the end, but I think this could be different. I'll explain why. Pats 28, Texans 16 on Saturday, a blowout. The Seahawks 49ers 41-6. Seattle with the win, mostly due to the electromagnetic field that is next to Levi's Stadium, hurting all the 49ers players, and Broncos 33, Bills 30. I have no remorse for the man named Josh Allen. The rest of the country, all the analysts can say, oh, it's not his fault. We don't blame him. Turnovers aside, he looked great. The times that he did not give the ball away, he looked great. And he's just removing the most important piece of the entire story. But sure, I guess he looked great anytime he did not look great. Somebody also told you 2 weeks ago, right here on the Drake Toll Show, the Seattle Seahawks were the Super Bowl favorites. They were going to win the Super Bowl. If you had to pick, if you had to bet, if you wanted to go to the office today and be the most knowledgeable person in the room, this was 2-3 weeks ago, I told you, you tell everybody there, you say, hey, the Seattle Seahawks are going to win the Super Bowl. And now I still believe today the Seattle Seahawks are lined up to win the Super Bowl. Let's start this show the most electric way possible. Bears, Rams. Yesterday. You probably caught the beginning of this. Maybe you fell asleep toward the end. I know a lot of human beings who are in bed by 9, asleep by 9:30. If that was the case for you, you could have missed an ending so spectacular that only Kevin Harlan of Westwood One Sports could be on the call for this. But before we get to that ending, we must begin. And we begin with a Kyren Williams 4-yard touchdown.
He gets the snap. He spins and hands off. Williams over the right tackle. It's a touchdown run. Got the block, curled in, banged off a body. That's 6 on the opening drive for the Rams, who have taken an early 6-0 lead on a 4-yard touchdown run by Kyren Williams.
First drive of the game. Rams slowly move the ball down the field, assert their dominance over the Bears. But in the second quarter, you told me, sub-zero temperatures, snow on the ground. No way there's a lot of offense in this one. But here come Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears.
4th and goal for Chicago. Swift the back. Williams in the gun. Gets the snap. 4-man rush. Cocks his right arm. Backpedals and throws in the end zone. Caught for the touchdown. Underneath the crossbar. Helmet high grab. Touchdown reception. DJ Moore.
Yeah. The Bears are back, baby. And as somebody, admittedly, yours truly, who had, $100 on the Bears money line, 100 to win 175, I think. I'm pumped. Chicago's as excited about football as they've been in decades. They're showing me replays of the Super Bowl shuffle during this game because that's the hype. That's the level of hype around the Bears and the Rams. Ooh, as sweet as that touchdown was. And as much as I thought, man, I should have bet the over in this game. They told me it was going to be cold, but I guess it's really not that bad. 12-play, 80-yard drive, 6 minutes, 25 seconds off the clock for Chicago. We would go to halftime with a 10-10 score. We would enter the fourth quarter with a 10-10 score until the Rams go 14 plays, 91 yards, 6 minutes off the clock. Kyren Williams does it again.
First and goal at the 5. Stafford is under center. Williams the back. The snap, the spin, handoff over the right side. Williams stiff arms his way by a defender. Over the pylon. That is a touchdown. And the Rams have taken the lead with 8:50 to go in the fourth.
By the time we get inside of 2 minutes, the Bears have gotten the ball back. Caleb Williams is down 17-10. Mind you, down 17-10. The Bears, from the 2-yard line, the Rams' 2-yard line, turned it over on downs. They forced a punt from L.A., 5 plays into their ensuing drive. With 1:50 to go, Caleb Williams down by 7 inside of 2 minutes. You've told me 7 times this season he's led a game-winning drive in these moments. And Caleb Williams, incompletion, followed by an 18-yard pass. Remember, needs a touchdown. 12-yard run from Swift. 6-yard pass from Williams. Now we're hovering inside the red zone. 54 seconds to go. Incompletion. Now we got 3rd and 4. LA 14-yard line. Incompletion. 27 seconds to go for Caleb Williams. He is on 4th down and 4 from the Rams' 14-yard line. Kevin Harlan gives us the call of all calls.
Shotgun snap, goes back 4-man rush. He's chased, he's flushed, he's all the way back to the 40. He's backpedaling and throws a pass into the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Touchdown! Chicago has caught a touchdown pass with Cole Kmet open in the corner.
It made no sense. Kevin does a really good job live on the call, but it made 0 sense. Caleb Williams running straight backward. The ball traveled 52 yards in the air. Mind you, it is a 14-yard touchdown pass in the stat book. He is just sprinting backwards, throws the ball up into the end zone, and Cole Kmet in the corner is wide open as the secondary has just left assignment and decided to run toward the goal line away from Kmet in the back of the end zone, who's about to catch a wide open pass. They all just sprint to the inside corner of the end zone and decide to leave Kmet open for the greatest 14-yard touchdown pass maybe in the league's history. But all good things come to an end. Everybody realizes come the end of the book that, the good guy can't always win. That things in this world aren't always beautiful. L.A., in overtime, stalls on their first drive just for Caleb Williams to get the ball back and throw an interception. Then Matthew Stafford leads Harrison Mevis, who has only been on the team, only been a Ram for the back half of the season. The thicker kicker, big dude, Missouri's own, puts the nail in the coffin.
With the wind at his back, the snap is good, the ball is down, the kick is away, the kick is good, end over end. The Rams are going to championship weekend. The LA Rams have won in overtime on a 42-yard field goal by Mevis.
Just a classic game for Kevin Harlan and the Westwood One Sports crew as the Rams walk it off. Harrison Mevis, a legend today in LA. Bears fans, it was fun, wasn't it? But it's over. Chicago falls 20-17. That's how it ended last night. Again, Caleb Williams, the 14-yard touchdown pass, him sprinting backward. Play of the postseason so far, but it comes up short in the overtime loss. Let's take you back to Saturday. We've got all show long. We have 3 hours together to recap all 4 games. But this is the one that I want to spend the most time on over the course of the show, as far as just dropping in nuggets on Josh Allen and company. I don't buy that I should feel terrible for Josh Allen. He did it all. He gave his all. And because of that, Josh Allen cannot be the scapegoat. But sometimes it's just your fault. He's a scapegoat. No, sometimes it's not just a scapegoat. It's it's your fault. You turned the ball over too many times. You couldn't officially get it done. The defense. The referees. No, sometimes it's just you. But it didn't start that way. The loss, that is, for Josh Allen and company. Here he goes. 4-yard touchdown to McCole Hardman.
Play clock. Allen goes under center. Davis is the single back. Receivers.
Obviously.
The snap. Allen back looking, throws right side. Got a man wide open. That's caught by McCole Hardman, and he walks into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown.
Offense came in no shortage in this one. Second quarter, Lil Jordan Humphrey, 29 yards from Bo Nix.
Here's the snap. Nix back, rolling to his right, plants his feet, going deep across the field for little Jordan Humphrey. Got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Denver. Nix rolling right through it, back across to the left, and this time Humphrey hauls it in. A 29-yard touchdown, and with 22 seconds to go in the first half, it's Denver on top, 16-10 with a PAT coming up.
That is Ryan Radke, our own Westwood One Sports. Denver would go to the break, leading 20-10. You're saying 20-10? What? Because Ryan Radke just told you with inside of 30 seconds to go, 22 seconds to go, that, it doesn't make any sense, that Denver's up 17-10. So how would they onside kick? No. No, actually, Josh Allen threw the ball backward. One play, 4 yards. That's what he's credited for in the stat book. And a fumble. Just spiked don't know what he's doing. He's 29 years old. You're a full-grown adult. Your frontal lobe is developed. He throws the ball backward. Denver falls on it. Leads to an instant field goal. One play, 2 seconds on the clock. Will Lutz, 50-yard field goal. Would not have happened. Would have had no opportunity to do that. No, none. But Josh Allen fumbled the football. Oop. Only to the next offensive possession to begin the second half also fumble the football. But his defense, but the referees. Listen to this. Denver has consecutive drives. I just told you about the one that went 0 yards, field goal at the end of the first half. They didn't have to move. It was the only play they ran. Second half, they recover a fumble. 4 plays, 2 yards, field goal. Why? Because Josh Allen is performing these fumbles so deep in his own territory that it's giving an edge to Denver. However, it's still Josh Allen, and in the third quarter, down by 13, he cuts into the lead. Allen goes to Keon Coleman, 23-17, the new score, and then Josh Allen, fourth quarter, 14-yard pass to Dalton Kincaid. Dalton Kincaid, 24-23. Oh, can you believe it? Josh Allen's going to get away with it again, just like he did in Jacksonville. But not if Bo Nix, who at the time had a perfectly operational ankle, had anything to say about it. Bo Nix, fourth quarter, at home, the comeback kid who was down 1. Now, here's the moment where my friend Josh Allen, the guy who's been doubted, who's been spit on, the country said he can't do it. There's no way he can do it. Under a minute to go, has an opportunity. 13 seconds. He can't beat Lamar. He can't beat Patrick Mahomes. This is the year. Okay. Well, he really can't beat Bo Nix, but it got close. 30-30, your new score. Inside of a minute to go, Buffalo would tie the game. They had the ball with 55 seconds, 8 plays, 41 yards, field goal to tie it. Then we go to overtime, where the Broncos punt on their first possession. And Josh Allen with the football to win the game in OT on the road, throws the most controversial interception the NFL's seen in some time. Trying to go to Cooks. McMillan's there. And did Cooks catch the ball, or did McMillan steal it from his grasp? That's the question. If you've seen the play, you've seen the correct angle, the sneaky angle, where Cooks is still kind of jostling with the ball, fumbling the ball around as he goes to the ground. Was he down? If you're a Buffalo fan, yes. If you're an objective NFL fan, I don't think so. You saw a similar play in last night's game between the Bears and the Rams that wasn't ruled an interception because the player reportedly had control of the ball. And it never felt like Cooks did. The interception is granted to the Denver Broncos. And Bo Nix leads a game-winning drive for Will Lutz to cap off the Denver W. $33-30, the final score. Again, Ryan Radke, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, bringing you play-by-play of a classic, Josh Allen falls. And you know what? At some point, maybe it is his fault. When we come back around, let's talk about it. Let's sit down, you and I, and have a real conversation about the Denver Broncos reaching the title game, but losing Bo Nix. What does it do without your signal caller? Jarrett Stidham will start when they face New England in a week. Drake Toll with you, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. This is the Drake Toll Show.
She just caught the Jamestown ferry. It's not a hot day, January, like she said it'd be if she ever left me. A case of gone was all she carried as she got on the Jamestown ferry. And she said that gone without the ever be. I didn't think that she'd leave me after saying how much she need me, but the fact still remains. I'm sitting there all alone, missing the loving of my baby. Lord, it's about to drive me crazy. She was the sweetest piece of ever I've ever known. She just caught the Jamestown ferry. It's not a hot day, January, like she said it'd be if she ever left me. A case of gone was all she carried as she got on the Jamestown ferry. And she said that gone without the ever be. As I walk through that valley of honky-tonks and bars, She didn't cuss with every breath. She had a soothing southern dog. Made me feel like a man through it all. She just caught the Jamestown ferry. It's not a hot day, January, like she said it'd be if she ever left me.
Just feels right, man. The whole thing. When I was a child, I acted like a child, thought like a child. And I believed that there was so much good in the world. That in the end, the hero would always win. I believed the beauty, the wonder, the awe. I'd look around and think, how blessed are we? There were so many things to enjoy. My mind had not been exposed to the horrors on this rock floating toward a ball of gas. And the second we get close enough to the ball of gas, we disintegrate. That's scary. That's not a fun thought. I don't like that. It makes me uncomfortable. But you know what? Last night, if only for a moment, it went away. I didn't feel it anymore. I didn't feel the pressing weight. Instead, I felt the beauty of life and sports. That's what this is. That's what I'm here for. Your first Little League home run. Tiger in 05. The Miracle on Ice. Your first kiss. That's what I'm here for. Well, not to kiss you, but to remind you that there is beauty in sports. And there's beauty all around us. Drake Toll. The Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports. The Westwood One Sports app. But I got to pause there. I was told something. You don't know this. Behind the scenes, Curtis Poindexter is in California. Addie Bates in Washington, D.C. producing the show. This has been bothering me the last couple of minutes, and I'd like to address it on air. We have the opportunity to communicate between segments during breaks and have conversations with each other either about the show or about life, and sometimes you learn things. And Curtis just told me, in the middle of the Drake Toll Show, while I'm trying to do my job, his friend was conceived at a Grateful Dead concert. Curtis, what have you to say on the matter?
Well, he's not really my friend. He's my roommate, so I just kind of have to hear about it. The first thing. Yeah, he apparently brags that he was his parents are Deadheads and that he was conceived at a Grateful Dead show.
Curtis
So the
Poindexter,
recent
everyone.
passing the other day made him very sad. Apparently.
Yes. Not his friend, by the way. Very clear. Roommate.
Just roommate.
This is
Takes my money.
professional working relationship, strictly platonic, not even a friendship. Thank you, Curtis, for the nuggets that you bring to the Drake Toll Show. That's good. Addie Bates produces. Addie, where was that in the rundown today? Why did we not prepare more notes on Curtis's roommate who was conceived at a Grateful Dead concert?
Drake, it probably is in the rundown, but you just haven't looked at it yet.
That's a great point. Sometimes I like when things are surprises. I enjoy a good surprise. Yep. And today that was the case with this show. 310-840-4910. 310-840-4910. The Broncos to the AFC title game, 33-30, their win over the Bills. But say goodbye to Bo Nix. Can you believe we're going to see championship weekend in the National Football League between Sam Darnold, who is good now. That's a weird, you're thinking, ooh, gross, throw up my mouth. No. Sam Darnold is good now. He'll play Drake Maye. You're thinking, yeah, a year ago, you probably like, oh, throw up in my mouth. Drake Maye, what? No, he's good now. Drake Maye, Sam Darnold, Matthew Stafford, a top 10 quarterback all time in the NFL. He will likely finish his career arguing for top 5. Statistically, wins in the postseason. Like Matthew Stafford is just a dog. He played for the Detroit Lions for half of his career. You get a lot of a boost there. And those 3 guys are in the championship alongside Jarrett Stidham. And I loved what Sean Payton did, by the way. I loved he came to the podium after the game. And so this is interesting. In press conferences, media will meet, and a lot of the times you'll get the head coach and these players, they'll come out 25, 30 minutes after the game is over. So the way this typically looks, if you're a news guy, a beat reporter, you're on the field filming the game, watching the game from the media section, or you're in the press box writing about the game, tweeting about the game, writing notes to post a story afterward, right? Then game ends, teams meet on the middle of the field, players go get dressed, and as they do that, you have about 20, 25, sometimes 30 minutes to get yourself to this designated area, typically in the bowels of the stadium, reserved for press and the press conference. What happens in Denver is Sean Payton does not go directly from the field to the press conference and then call it a night. He goes field, press conference, speaks to the media about the 33-30 win. After that's over, he retreats to the locker room. Now, again, what you don't know, media has not left the stadium at this point. The local news guys and gals, they're walking back out onto the field and setting up for what's called a stand-up. So they set up their cameras. They give you a, hey, here's what happened from the Bills and the Broncos. It could be live on the news, or they could record that and play it back later. The writers will work in what's called a writer's room. So they'll either go back to the press box and write up there and put their stories out, get their notes all finished, and then they'll walk back out and be done for the day. Or they'll be in the press room, they'll write their stories from the bowels of the stadium. Everybody kind of does it different. Why that matters is Sean Payton in a move that I don't think I've ever seen before. 30 minutes removed from his press conference, walks back in there. Media, like I said, all still there, says, hey, I'm not done. We're press conferencing again. He goes to the podium and gives 2 minutes of, hey, Bo Nix just broke his ankle, and yeah, this sucks, and I'm sad. And had I known this, we probably wouldn't have drafted him, which I thought was funny. That's a funny little nugget. He tried to keep it lighthearted. And then he gave the news that Jarrett Stidham would be the starting quarterback with a ton of confidence too. He said, if you're going to doubt Jarrett Stidham, just watch. If you don't think he can do it, just watch. Which is pretty cool to hear your head coach say in the wake of one of the toughest moments you can give, one of the toughest pieces of news you can give a fan base for your franchise, and that is Bo Nix, who has led his team to a 15-3 record, AFC championship appearance and experience, that guy is out. We'll celebrate the season, Peyton said. Listen, the city's ready. We'll be ready for the next challenge. Stiddy's ready. He's ready, said Sean Payton. Said this at the beginning of the season. I've got a 2 that's capable of starting for a number of teams, and I know he feels the same way, so watch out. Now, that's the level of confidence that if you're Stidham, you hear that and think, I've got a home playoff game. My first start in years against the same New England team I played the first couple of years of my career for. That's pretty awesome. Like that's a long week of knowing that the big test is coming. It's a long week of knowing that you have to get from today to next Sunday when you will start the AFC Championship game for the Denver Broncos. But that's pretty cool right there. And then, on the flip side, I'm Drake Toll, the Drake Toll Show, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. On the flip side of that story, on the flip side of the reinvented Denver Broncos, this is not the Peyton Manning Broncos. It is not the Russell Wilson Broncos. This is the Sean Payton, Bo Nix, AFC Championship contending Broncos. On the other side of that team lies poor, decrepit, sad, silly Josh Allen. And if you're listening in Rochester, New York, I don't think ill of Josh Allen. I'm not a Josh Allen hater. I'm not here to tell you either that the officials stole the game from the Bills. I'm not here to tell you it was their fault that Josh Allen was a turnover machine. So the two things can be true. On the one hand, I don't hate Josh Allen. I like him. On the other hand, I don't think the officiating crew is to blame for this Bills loss more than Josh Allen. The media had a field day on Saturday coddling a 29-year-old franchise quarterback, coddling a guy who went to the postseason, and the only thing this week standing in front of him and an AFC title appearance against New England was Bo Nix. And I was given the impression 3 or 4 days ago that it's just Bo Nix. Like, if Josh Allen can't get past Bo Nix and the Broncos, we've got some serious problems. If he can't win the Super Bowl, at least go to the Super Bowl in a year where the other big dogs aren't there in the AFC, we have a problem. Well, if that was your rhetoric 3 days ago, if that's what you said 72 hours ago, if that was your take, can't change it now. You can't go back. You can't say, oh, well, now we have an excuse. Now we know why this happened, and it wasn't Josh Allen's fault. You can't say that. You can't reverse on me like that. You've got to admit, at some level here, at a pretty extreme level, actually, the starting quarterback has to be held accountable. For what, 4 turnovers? For a game where he was 25 for 39. 48 QBR. That's not great. That's not great. Playing against Bo Nix, who was 26 for 46. That's not great, is it? You know what Bo Nix did, though? Listen to this. Statistically, Allen, 283 yards. Bo Nix, 279. Allen, 3 touchdown passes. Nix, 3 touchdown passes. You know the difference, though? The young guy did compared to the veteran Josh Allen. He didn't turn the ball over as much. He turned the ball over less than Josh Allen. Nix was the leading rusher for the Denver Broncos with 12 carries for 29 yards. You know, the defense in Buffalo held Denver to 22 carries, 70 yards on the ground. The defense for Buffalo, you see the 33 points that Denver scored, and you think, oh, man, the Bills just must have not played defense. Wrong. That's not how it went. Oh, we're gonna blame the defense. No, wrong. What happened is Josh Allen kept giving the ball away. I told you a second ago, the middle 8 is extremely important in football. Final 4 minutes of the first half, first 4 minutes of the second half. Here's what that looked like for the Bills' offense. They had just gotten the ball back after, with 22 seconds remaining in the first half, the Broncos scored a touchdown to go up 17-10. Buffalo gets the ball back, and in one play, Josh Allen decides he's going to carry the football off left tackle. Maybe the clock runs out if he gets down. Nope. Oh, instead of going down, he just threw the ball backward. He threw the ball backward. Now Denver has the ball, 2 seconds to go in field goal range. Oh. That makes it 20-10 at the break. Coming out of the break, 2 plays into the drive. 2 plays into the Buffalo drive. Strip sack, Josh Allen, fumble. Denver picks it up. They get 2 yards on 4 plays. But they're in field goal range. Did you hear that? 2 scoring drives where cumulative, the Broncos had 2 yards. 2 yards. But they scored on both drives. Why? Because Josh Allen gave the ball away. Turned the ball over. I don't know if I can take any excuses in this. I don't know if I can keep listening to the excuses for Josh Allen, because we love to excuse his mistakes. CJ Stroud sucked yesterday. You're fine saying that, right? Because he did. Why can't you say it about Josh Allen? Why can't we be honest about this? Why can't we have a real conversation about what happened in Denver and how Josh Allen's 4 turnovers have to be put to fault? They have to. We don't get to just pick, CJ Stroud bad, Josh Allen good, but the world's against him. I don't think it works that way. I know it doesn't work that way. Coming up, yeah. We got some biggest losers of the day. We're coming back to you, CJ Stroud. We're coming back to you. This is sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance. Protect small businesses with affordable coverage options. Quote today, progressivecommercial.com. Progressivecommercial.com. CJ Stroud, biggest loser? Probably. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Westwood Wood. We're lost, aren't we?
Could be worse.
How could this be worse? This is worse.
It's the Drake Toll Show. Drake Toll with you. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. You remember that game? 2018. I referenced this 3 weeks ago. I was talking about this following that Bears-Niners really good high scoring, 38-35, 41-38, something like that. Niners win it. I said it reminds me so much of 2018, that one game we all watched. Everyone I know watched the game. Final score of 54-41. No, 54-51. Rams, Chiefs on a Thursday night. And the country watched as they combined for 105 points. Since that day, the Rams or the Chiefs have made the Super Bowl every year. 2018 Rams. 19 and 20 were the Chiefs, 21 Rams. In the last 3 years, obviously the Kansas City Chiefs, that reign coming to an end. Crazy. Who'd have thought that game, which was not quarterbacked by Matthew Stafford, he was not yet a member of the Rams, that game would lead us here to the Rams, another opportunity to go to the Super Bowl. They'll play in the NFC Championship in Seattle, who I have selected to win the entire thing this year. That has only looked good so far. That said, maybe they only beat the 49ers due to the electromagnetic field thing that continues to hurt San Francisco. Man, bad day for Josh Allen. 4 turnovers, tied for the most in the game of his career. 0 for 8 on throws of 20 or more yards. 9 off-target throws, tied for the most in his postseason career. Not a good day at all for Brock Purdy and the 49ers. Actually, one of their worst offensive outputs they've had under Shanahan. By the way, it was one of I think one of 3 times. This is a stat I came across just briefly. One of 3 times he's been held without a touchdown as the head coach of the Niners. Another one of the times was a few weeks ago, also against Seattle. That's how good, DVOA-wise, the Seattle defense is incredible. Brock Purdy, 15 for 27, 140 yards, interception. Not a good day for Brock Purdy. Not a good day for the 49ers. Not a good day for Josh Allen. Bad day for Bo Nix, broke his ankle. Drake Maye wasn't Blockbuster, didn't have to be, didn't need to be. Caleb Williams threw an interception that gave the game to the Rams. Matthew Stafford leads a field goal, a game-winning drive. Field goal at the very end does it. Harrison Mevis, the thicker kicker, just joined the team. Wins a playoff game for LA. But you can combine all of that. Combine some of the worst QB play imaginable for a couple of these guys. And then you pair that with an ankle that doesn't exist. And I still don't think it's as humiliating and sad as what C.J. Stroud did this weekend. I mean, holy bad. 20 for 47, 212 yards, a touchdown. Hey, 4 interceptions. Oh, 21.1 QBR. 28 his rating. Running the football, Stroud 2 carries, 11 yards. His arm, bad. His legs, bad. His team, bad. Their defense, we know their defense is good. We know the Houston defense is good. But when the offense goes 22 carries for 48 yards and the quarterback throws 4 interceptions, this is not exclusive to C.J. Stroud, by the way. Happy to tell you, fine to tell you that Josh Allen was bad. It was not a good performance from him. And the same is very true for C.J. Stroud. It's time for today's biggest losers. C.J. Stroud, come on, man. It's you and me. Take a seat. The first biggest loser of the day is C.J. Stroud. Holy bad. And this is me trying to react within 24 hours of seeing what we saw. I think I took a nap in the middle of this game because of just how lackluster it was. Crazy Boston sports fan will join the show later on. He was at the contest, he tells me. 310-840-4910 here on the Drake Toll Show, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. He texted the hotline this morning. I don't think he slept. Crazy Boston sports fan, 310-840-4910. Said he's calling later today. He was at the game yesterday, saw this disaster class from Stroud, and had to talk about it. As do I. He's our biggest loser of the day. And, this is, I'll give you a bit more context on why he's not just a loser from this weekend, but the last 2 seasons. And Troy Aikman can help me out with that. Troy, what you got?
History, but I will say this, Joe. D'Amico Ryans and Nick Caserio, they've got some tough decisions they've got to make about this team on the offensive side of the ball. They replaced Bobby Slowick last year after his 2 years as the offensive coordinator. C.J. Stroud has been chasing his rookie success for the last 2 years. He's not been the same player. We've not seen the development from him. There's a reason for that, and it has to be addressed.
Here's Bryant. Passes too high and off his hands. It's 4th down. Yeah, you bring up a great point. I mean, his rookie year was as good a rookie year as you can have in the NFL in 2023. But the last 2 years have been okay, not great. And here tonight, now Barry, if his hands hurt, that's one thing. But he missed some open throws here tonight, turned the ball over a lot again, which is what he did.
10.
This was not a good performance.
Well, 7 turnovers in the 2 playoff games. So your most important games of the year, you just can't overcome that kind of quarterback play.
They shut this one down on.
Yep. Good stuff from Troy Aikman. That's per ESPN. Courtesy ESPN. We're all wondering what happened to it. Rookie C.J. Stroud. D'Amico Ryans has taken the Texans to the playoffs 3 years in a row. It's a really impressive thing to do with the franchise that was floundering 3 years ago. But what happened to C.J. Stroud? Where did we lose him along the way? Where did he go from being this fun young stud to impossible to watch in the postseason? There's a pass he throws to Cade Stover in this game. And Stover ended up being down at the conclusion of the play, where Stover's bending backward. The throw is so bad, Stover tries to bend backward and just his knee buckles. Goodbye knee. Plenty of speculation that he tore his ACL. And it's solely because C.J. Stroud throws the ball so far behind him. Off target on a billion throws, turning the ball over, and ultimately, in the biggest game you could ask for your franchise, an opportunity for your all-pro defense, your top-notch defense, to help send you to the conference championship game against not Bo Nix, but Jarrett Stidham. You just forfeit the opportunity. You give the opportunity away. You literally give it away. That's what turnovers are. You give the other team the ball. And that's what shut down C.J. Stroud. He's the biggest loser today. Biggest losers. Those who hate college football and think it's dead. We haven't gotten to it yet. We've not talked enough yet. Indiana and Miami. But how could we? After a weekend like that in the NFL? That's story number one. That's hour number one. But college football tonight crescendos with Fernando Mendoza and Carson Beck. Mario Cristobal. Kurt Signetti. The stage is set for the national championship game. And if you're one of those people, man, I hate how NIL ruined it. I hate how NIL ruined college football. You don't have to watch tonight. I'll watch for the both of us. I'll come to the show tomorrow. We'll play the highlights. I'll tell you exactly how it happened. I'm not going to make you watch this game. But if you love all things good, holy, and football, what you'll see tonight is a reminder college football is not dead. It's alive. And you get to be a biggest loser on the Drake Toll Show today if your whole thought on the state of the sport is that it's unwatchable.
2 minutes.
This is your last opportunity to see Indiana, the juggernaut, the best college football team since 2019 LSU, arguably the best college football team ever. Will they have as many pro guys as LSU did that season? No, of course not. But actually college, just in college, Indiana's top-notch. And you're a biggest loser if you're so scarred by today's era of college football that has its holes and, yes, needs its help. But if you say you're not, well, I can't even watch it anymore, you'll miss greatness. Or you will be Paul Feinbaum, who said that if Indiana wins, and we'll talk about this a bit more in depth, if Indiana wins, that it's a cute story, but overshadowed by the NFL. And who really cares? Right? Come on, guys. It's not the SEC. Who really cares? That'll be put to bed. Put to rest tonight. Put to bed. Biggest winner. We've got a biggest winner today. It's not very often we get to have these. And it is Nick Foles. He tweets. Note for the Broncos and their fans. I know it's been an emotional 24 hours. I feel for Bo and the team. I'm sending prayers for a strong recovery. Could have ended the tweet there, and he would not be a biggest winner today. But instead, he concludes with a positive note going into the game versus the Patriots as they struggle against backup QBs in championship-type games. Over 10 million views on Twitter now for Nick Foles. Positive note going into the game versus the Patriots is they struggle against backup QBs in championship-type games. The Philly special. He strikes again. Even when the Eagles lose, they win, man. Even when the Eagles lose, they win. Expert trolling from Nick Foles. Around the bend, our obituaries. Who is dead today? 310-840-4910. 310-840-4910. You can call or text the Drake Toll Show. Drake Toll with you. Westwood One Sports. Westwood One Sports app on the Drake Toll Show.
This is Westwood One.
Fly, Eagles, fly, on the road to victory. Fly, Eagles, fly, score a touchdown, 1, 2, 3. Hit 'em low, hit 'em high, and watch those Eagles fly. Fly, Eagles, fly, on the road to victory. touchdown, 1, 2, 3. Hit 'em low, hit 'em high, and watch those Eagles fly. Fly, Eagles fly, on the road to victory. Hit 'em low, hit 'em high, and watch our Eagles fly. Fly, Eagles fly, on the road to victory.
Drums keep pounding a rhythm to the brain. La-da-da-da-dee. La-da-da-da-da. Drums keep pounding a rhythm to the brain.
You don't like the sound of the truth coming from my mouth. You say that I lack the proof. Well, baby, there might be so.
Here we go.
I'ma get to the
The
end
Chicks.
of my life.
Felt right today.
Everyone was lying.
On the national championship. Ahead of us, Indiana, Miami.
I don't think that I'm afraid
My mom's favorite band, actually. Saw them live in like 2023. Good stuff, man. Those ladies can sing. Those ladies can sing. Happy Sports Day. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Everything you could ever love about life and sports. It's just today. In the break, I told you a second ago, I can communicate with Curtis Poindexter, who's in L.A., and Addie Bates, Culver City, and Addie Bates, who's in Washington, D.C. And we had a sweet moment behind the scenes. You know, there are those times you're in love or perceived love. Love it's a fickle thing, and its existence could be argued. But when you're in this perceived love, maybe you'll text a significant other or someone you have a crush on. Say, I'm looking at the moon, thinking about how we're both looking at the same moon. It's a sweet sentiment, right? Or the sun. I'm staring into the sun, thinking about both of us staring into the sun. Middle of the break, I said, cheeseburger. Curtis said, Applebee's? Yes. We were both watching the same Applebee's commercial on the television. Just know that wherever you are, honey, you and I are watching the same Applebee's commercial under the moonlight. That's sweet. That's sweet. It's the Drake Toll Show, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. What they don't tell you in school is that as fun as Caleb Williams was to watch, as fun as he was to watch in the postseason, he wasn't really that good. And it's time for our obituaries. Say goodbye. Dead. as of Monday, January 18th, which is Sunday, January 18th, which is the birthday of my elementary school music teacher, Miss Day. I hope she's still with us. I'll look into that. Dead is the 2026 Chicago Bears playoff run. The gong. Curtis, please. Caleb Williams, 41 for 85 in the playoffs. 402 yards, 2 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 51.6 QBR. That's not great. As fun as it was, the numbers aren't great. Ryan McGuire, who is about as top-notch as it comes, Westwood One Sports, when it relates to our affiliates, sent me a text. Said, think about this. 2025 Chicago Bears got a young offensive whiz kid, Ben Johnson. Takes over the last place team with a young QB, Caleb Williams. Wins the division. Talk of the town. The Bears are knocked out of the playoffs in the second round, but fans take solace in the fact the future's bright. They finally got the right coach and the right quarterback. But wait. Remember 2018? I was alive for 2018. A young offensive whiz kid, Matt Nagy, comes in. Takes over the last place team with a young QB, Mitch Trubisky. Remember the name? Wins the division. Talk of the town. Ryan writes toast of the town. It's a new one for me. I've always heard talk. Addie Bates, producer, Drake Toll Show. Talk of the town or toast of the town?
I've only ever heard talk of the town.
That's a new one for me. Curtis, what you got? Call your shot.
I've only talked to Tom too.
Okay, thank you. Toast of the town. Interchangeable. Bears get knocked out of the playoffs in the first round, 2018. But fans take solace in the future because it's bright. They finally got the right coach and quarterback 3 years later. Nagy's fired. Trubisky, a backup in Buffalo. He said, oh, and by the way, I left out the Justin Fields part. The going all in. Yeah, I mean, this is a team that had 7 come from behind inside of 2-minute victories. Are we looking at another Washington Commanders situation? You know, fun to root for. They got the young guy. He's winning games. We don't usually expect to win games like this so quickly. And then next year it's, too many guys got hurt. It's just, this excuse, that excuse. We'll fire a couple coordinators. Is that what the Bears are looking at? They have a very difficult offseason coming ahead. Very difficult as far as who they can keep, how they can try to keep them. Things are not... You shouldn't be upset today as a Bears fan. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make this a doom and gloom conversation. But if Florida is freezing over right now, anything can happen, which it is. There's snow in Pensacola. Crazy. If it can snow in Pensacola, then the Bears can fall apart after 1 year. And I do fear the staying power is something that... But they said the same thing about the Lions. Will Dan Campbell fall apart? They haven't fallen apart completely yet. They haven't. And I believe the Bears can keep the train rolling. The train just stopped this year. That's obituary number 1. Number 2, let's mourn the death after hundreds of years of existence, the death of student athletes. I'm not killing student athletes, by the way. If you're a student athlete, you do not die. My sister plays in Baylor. But there is no more class for these guys to go to. Carson Beck is asked a question at a press conference, a really weird question, that starts with, hey, part 1, how was class yesterday? Did you go to class? Did you have class? What classes were they? And how excited are you to be here? And Beck said, I graduated 2 years ago. No class for me. People were responding to this with, oh, he's still a student athlete. He's just referencing that this is second semester after his senior year, and he graduated in December, so he would not have classes this semester. Those people probably belong on the idiot of the day, because that's not what he's saying here. He's not saying that, it's the second semester of the year and I graduated in December, I don't have class. No, he said, I graduated 2 years ago. He would not say, I graduated 2 years ago, if he was not trying to reference that he has not gone to school in 2 years. That's what college football is. Carson Beck doesn't have to go to class. He just wakes up and plays in the national championship game. The transfer from Georgia. That's not what they do. Students don't student anymore. They athlete, and they only athlete. Gone are the days. Goodbye are the days where students, kids, go to class and play college football. And finally, we say goodbye, dead today, karma. Crazy Boston sports fan has reported he'll join the show later. But Barry on here on Twitter, great account. Cannot say Barry's last name. It would get me in trouble with the FCC. Says, karma isn't real. Boston fans are literally the worst people on the planet and are rewarded with nothing but successful sports teams. As someone who, I lived in the Boston area, not even the Boston area, I lived in Cape Cod for 4 months, which is Boston adjacent, 2 hours away. Stayed in Winthrop for a while. I've been to Boston quite a bit. I'm a Boston fan, personally. It's a loud fan base. They're a lot. They're in your face. It's a loud group of people, but I appreciate them. And no, there is not karma. It's not real. Because here they are again, the New England Patriots, keeping the streak alive with either the Chiefs or the Patriots every year, the last 17 years, being in the AFC Championship game. What an existence it must be for Boston sports fans. Just be good at everything. Red Sox World Series, Super Bowls. Been a bit for the Bruins since they've won the Cup. But they're in there in the last 15 years. Celtics, championship a couple of years. Just what an existence that must be. As somebody who's a Dallas sports fan, gross. Those are our obituaries for the day. Brought to you by Ethos Life. How crazy is that? Obituaries brought to you by Life. Ethos Life. The easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exams. Just a few health questions. Get your free quote at checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Checkethos.com. For when the obituary is about you. Ethos Life. There for your family. Time for the quickie. Top 5 headlines in sports. I've got 1 minute to respond. Eddie Bates from Washington, D.C. It's time for my favorite game in all of sports.
Wow. I feel like I've heard that cadence before. I don't really know where.
I love Nick Costa.
I think it's Curtis's favorite show.
All I have to say is I love Nick Costa. You better.
There it is. All right. Headline number 1. CJ Stroud shoulders blame after 4 interceptions and Texas loss to the Pats.
Are you saying his shoulders are to blame?
Good Lord.
Are we pinning this on his
shoulders?
shoulders?
He takes the blame.
You're making excuses for CJ Stroud over there?
No, that's just what the headline says. Do I look like I'm ESPN?
Do I look? Yeah. He probably should shoulder blame. Although, when Josh Allen loses, the country cries. Everyone's crying for his teammates are crying. It's not his fault. There are analysts on NFL Network that are crying, saying, we get how hard it must be. It's not your fault. It is. It literally is. It is. Fumble, interception. And CJ Stroud just did the same thing. And you're all telling me, it is his fault. Yeah, but you know what? It is. You're right. You're right. He was bad. He was very bad on Sunday. But Josh Allen was not good. He was not good. Those are my thoughts on CJ Stroud shouldering the blame. Is that Josh Allen should also shoulder the blame, and both of them deserve to be blamed the same amount. That's a minute.
The Steelers, according to sources are saying Steelers are open to an Aaron Rodgers return as players praise.
Only with Mike McCarthy, though, right?
Yes.
Is that the key? That'd be an awesome caveat. Aaron Rodgers is going to find some other drug, a new drug you've never heard of, or surely on the poly market, you can bet on what drug, you can buy stock in what drug it will be for Aaron Rodgers. He is going to find a drug they haven't even invented yet. He's going to invent his own drug and guide himself through the trip this offseason and figure out what to do and where to go. But if Pittsburgh wants to sell out for Aaron Rodgers, fine, whatever. Go get Mike McCarthy, who's a Steelers guy. Go win 10 games every regular season, lose in the first round of the playoffs, second round of the playoffs. Sound familiar? Oh, it's just Mike Tomlin. But yeah, whatever. I mean, if Aaron Rodgers means that much to you, you want to hire a guy who wins a lot? Mike McCarthy wins a lot. Just not really in the postseason except for that one time. So, yeah, cool. Cool, man. Take Aaron Rodgers. Put your eggs in the basket of one more year of Aaron Rodgers because that's a great idea. It's a minute.
Go to college football for a second. Big Ten, SEC still deadlocked on college football playoff format.
I want to know who else is in these conversations. Why did the ACC not get invited? Why is the Big 12 not invited? Why can only the SEC and the Big Ten decide the future of the college football playoff? Does anyone else have a problem with that? Like, do we realize that this whole thing is brokered by ESPN and a TV network? That's who calls the shots here for the college football playoff and its future. Like, ESPN has to agree to a lot of this stuff too. And look, there's a reason why, because the network has to check off on what they can and cannot and are not willing to broadcast during the postseason. But it's like those three, ESPN, the SEC, and the Big Ten, that are meeting, and everybody else is just, sorry, we're going to meet. And so the way it sits right now, the SEC wants 12 or maybe 16, and the Big Ten really wants 24. They could compromise on 16. Addy, I don't know if you've seen this, though. They would give a double bye to the top two teams. So you would play from 16 to effectively 12 and then to 8, and then the top two teams would be featured from there. And I think that is stupid.
Ugh. That really brings up the rest versus rust. But I have to say this. Do you think that the reason why it's the Big Ten and SEC is because that maybe the top markets, like top 10 markets, are all SEC and Big Ten schools in those areas? That came out this year.
Yes.
No? We don't think so?
Tuscaloosa,
don't think
Alabama.
That has because more people are...
Big market team.
Do we think it's because more people in those conferences are just watching and care about those teams?
Somehow, no, but I don't have time for that. Later. Good conversation, but later.
Okay. All right. Next headline here. NFL again faces questions about the definition of a catch after disputed pick in Bills-Broncos game.
Football move, baby.
Change the rules for Josh Allen again.
Football move. Yeah, we already changed the overtime rules for Josh Allen, who cannot win in the overtime. Who cannot win in overtime. Yeah, I don't. It makes sense to me, and you all go, oh, that's stupid. It makes sense to me how the one on Saturday is an interception, the one on Sunday is not. One of the guys is firmly holding onto the ball. Like, I have the ball in my hand, I'm on the ground. Another guy, we're bobbling that thing, and there's no possession. Therefore, I think the officials got it right in both the Bears-Rams game as well as the Bills and Broncos. I'm fine with it. But whatever. Question the rules. Question the people. We'll never know what a catch is.
That's a minute. Final one. Host sends producer 20 Twitter links a day, but then fails to check rundown before show.
Sounds like a good guy. Knows what he's doing. He's asking for audio clips. Audio here, audio there. Hey, can we get this? Can we get that? And he knows what the top three are going to be. That sounds like that radio host probably has an exact idea of what the rundown is going to be, specifically in his head, because it's been talked about so ad nauseum. And lo and behold, that was the case. I was ready. I was chomping at the bit for today's show. I was excited about today's show. There's so much to talk about. That's less than a minute, but whatever. You got me. I'll be better for tomorrow.
For context, I get a text from Drake that's like, hey, do we have highlights for all 4 games? The first page of the rundown is cues for like 5 highlights for each game. I was like...
Just making sure.
No, actually.
I had not checked it this morning. Yeah. I had not checked it this morning. I went to bed early last night.
No, Drake's usually pretty good about it. I just had to call him out today. Just had to call him out today.
And I'm looking at the rundown as we speak and telling you that you can be involved in the Drake Toll Show. 310-840-4910. 310-840-4910. That was the quickie. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. On the other side, our idiot of the day. There are many. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Imagine a sports platform
coming your way. Minnesota invades San Francisco Bay. We gotta get ready. We gotta get right. The Vikings and Niners get it on tonight. So get ready. I mean, get ready. Are you ready for some football? A Monday night party. We got Frank and Al and Dan. They're gonna get it kick-started. The crowd is psyched, 'cause all my rowdy friends are back for Monday night.
Well, hello there. Drake Toll with you. The Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. You're sitting in your car in Tucson, Arizona right now. 5:23 and 32 seconds for you in the AM. Thinking, man, I don't really have a dog in the fight. I don't really have a team alive in the NFL or in college football. What is there to do but go to work, piddle, spend my life trying to figure it all out until this big old rock flies straight into the sun? I know. It's easy to have that thought. It's easy to believe, like, maybe that's just, what is this all about? You're in Maye, Texas right now? Oh, you're a Cowboys fan? You're a Mavericks fan? You would be a fan of the Stars, but you don't really get the whole hockey thing. Doesn't make a lot of sense to you. Not your cup of tea. What is it all? What is it for? I can tell you what it's for. It's for the idea that your breath this morning pierces the sky. As the sun rises, the night's gone. The cold, brisk morning, snow over Pensacola, Florida. On a day today where Miami and Indiana play in the national championship game in college football. On a week like this, where Jarrett Stidham will start an NFL postseason game. On a day where we'll see New England back. But no Belichick, no Brady, no. It's Mike Vrabel and Drake Maye. Where a classic awaits us. The Seattle Seahawks hosting the Los Angeles Rams. That's what it's for. And for the idea you can listen to the Drake Toll Show every day, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern Time. 310-840-4910. You can even call the show. Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. It's time for our Idiots of the Day.
Idiot of the Day.
Let's start Georgetown basketball coach Ed Cooley. And you're saying to yourself, why would Georgetown basketball coach Ed Cooley be an idiot of the day? Here's why. Here's what he had to say after Georgetown's loss to UConn.
It's a lot worse happening than Georgetown losing a basketball game around the world, around our city, around our community. I'm not trying to deflect anything, but my appreciation and gratitude to have an attempt to coach these young men to be better at what we do is an unbelievable honor. Unbelievable honor. Yeah, we lost. Folks, wow, we're this, we're that. You know what we are? We're blessed. We're blessed to be 9-9.
That rocks so incredibly hard. That's so awesome. It's incredibly funny. Hey, coach, you were leading number 3 UConn in a home game, and you lost 64-62. You're now 9-9. You failed to find the same success at Georgetown that you had at Providence. What do you think about the loss? Cooley comes to the podium. It's like, what do you mean? What do I think about the loss? You're going to ask me what I think about our team losing? What I think about Georgetown losing? When there is crime and cancer and terrible, awful things going on in the world right now, look out the window. Everything's on fire. You're going to sit here, you're going to ask me about Georgetown basketball? We are blessed. We're blessed. Privileged to be having a conversation, you and I, right now about Georgetown basketball. What a deflect. And then also the great move of, and I'm not even trying to deflect, Chase Daniel posting his tweet about Josh Allen this week and saying, aside from the turnovers, take the turnovers out of it. I love it. That'd be so great. HR calls you in, your boss calls you in. Like, hey, your performance has sucked this month. You're our worst salesman at the company. You're a terrible CPA. What do you have to say for yourself? You just look at them in disgust. You really? Given the current political climate, you're going to tell me I'm bad at my job? How blessed are we to be alive? To be 9-9 right now. Awesome response from Ed Cooley at the podium. Really good response from Ed Cooley. Second idiot of the day. The entire NFL eye black system. Addie Bates, producer of the Drake Toll Show. I'm going to bring you in for this one. This whole eye black personal message scandal. I know that you sent some passionate stuff when we talked about the topic. Where do we start with this? Because I think the NFL fining guys for saying, "Hey, don't kill people" is probably a little crazy to me.
Well, why wear the eye black when you can wear a shirt that says free for with no issues?
Yep. There we go. Free the guy that allegedly drove 125 miles an hour and then ran away. Can't do that. We have eye
And then
black.
he did some other stuff.
Plenty of other stuff. Hello, Rashid Rice. NFL fining a player $11,000 for violation of uniform equipment rules for wearing eye black that contained a personal message. This is per Adam Schefter. That message was, "Stop the genocide." It's great. Like cure cancer. Fine. We cannot have a cure cancer. Literally, this happened. D'Angelo Williams, after his mom died of breast cancer, wore eye black that said, "Find the cure." And the NFL fined him for doing so. And now we have a fine for end genocide. Don't do genocide. And NFL's like, I don't know if we can get around on that one. The back of every helmet says choose love. Every end zone says spread love. Like we love, the NFL is great at messages. It's what they do. It's the reason that my uncle won't watch it anymore. I turn that thing on, I don't get it, spread love and choose love. I can't do more than that. Getting all political. But the players can't wear end genocide, cure cancer, don't do murder, have a good time, stay loose, hang 10, none of it. I feel like don't do genocide is a pretty base level of things we could write on our face. Cure cancer, fairly innocent. I'm going to give you the nod there and say cure cancer's okay. And you know what? You know what? If someone was to put eye black on that said kill everybody or spread cancer, guess what? It is now on that person, that player, for the country to reprimand them based on how their reputation is perceived the rest of their career. And those words I just gave you are a great way of saying that you are in this spotlight about as much as the perception you garner. And I know personally it's not that way, right? If you are in a position where the public can scrutinize you, your soul, your inner being is not affected by the way that these people view you and what they say. But in the National Football League, it is. Look, an example of this, how perception killed a career, Colin Kaepernick. Whether you think he should play a single down ever again in football or not, that's not the conversation. Instead, here's a QB in his prime who's winning games and playing at a high level, and because of things he said, good, bad, right, wrong, cure cancer, spread cancer, any of it, that's not a part of the conversation. Instead, what the conversation is that perception, what you do, how you do it, and more importantly, how people view it, that determines the trajectory of your career. So, hey, NFL, let's allow the guys to put whatever they want on their eye black. Because the second the first guy does, support murder, when he puts that on his eyes, great. You are no longer the muse of any organization. Your teammates don't want you to play anymore, and they're done with you. Just let them have the eye black. Let them do whatever you end genocide. It's like the simplest one. You're like, hey, strong message on your eye black today on your cheeks. Could you just expand on that a bit? Yeah, I don't think we should murder people. $11,000 fine. By the way, $11,000 is not that much for an NFL player. It's really just like a slap on the wrist. It's a principle thing, but I think it's a very stupid principle thing we're still hanging on to. Our final idiot of the day, Paul Feinbaum. He's just doing his job, man. He's really just doing his job. The quote is, "It will be a cute story, and it will get some attention, but it won't really get that much. It's all about what's next in the NFC, AFC championship games." That's Paul Feinbaum on Indiana winning the college football playoff championship game if they are to win tonight. He told that to Matt Berry on the Matt Berry Show. A cute story, but in essence, no one's watching. The NFC, AFC championship games are all that matter. So here's what I'm going to tell you. I've been around these folks. I've worked with these folks. I've been these folks in sports media. And they have one job. This guy's got one job. It is to rile you up. It is to get you excited. And excited is not always a positive word. Pause. It's to get you excited in a way that you come to a situation with emotion, right? There's a conflict here. It makes you mad when Paul Feinbaum says that it's a cute story, but no one's watching it. They're watching the NFL. Because you know he's a college football analyst, right? Like, he can't hate football. It pays his bills. His whole shtick is college football and the SEC. So how in the world is he going to dog on college football? Wouldn't that hurt the very thing that's making him money? Wouldn't it hurt the thing that's built his career? Well, no. Because now you're talking about it. Now you're upset. Now you have some sort of now you have an I hate Paul Feinbaum. The more you say I hate Paul Feinbaum, or I hate Stephen A. Smith, or I hate Howard Stern, the better for them. The shtick is not to give you accurate, educated analysis, because this is not accurate or educated. It won't just be a cute story. It will get attention. It will get a lot of attention alongside the NFC and AFC championship games. This is an ignorant statement, but it's a strategic one. It's a purposeful one. So know what you're getting into. When you respond to the AI slop memes on Facebook, when you're watching a video from Sora or Nora, whatever it is, and it's a raccoon at the front door, and that raccoon is like beating a drum to get into your house. That's not real. It's AI. This quote is not real. It's AI slop. It's for you to read, you'd get mad, and you'd say, no, it's not a cute story. And you're right to be mad, but it's the whole point. It's the whole point. Don't fall into the trap. Those are idiots of the day, from Ed Cooley to Paul Feinbaum to the NFL when it comes to eye black. That says don't kill people. The NFL's like, I don't know if I get around that. Idiot of the Day, sponsored by Robinhood. Expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today. Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Crazy Boston sports fan. It's on the line. 310-840-4910. 310-840-4910. Drake Toll. Westwood One Sports. The Westwood One Sports app. And the Drake Toll Show.
The stories that matter.
Yeah! Kick it! You wake up late for school, man, you don't want to go. You ask your mom, please.
Drake Toll with you, the Drake Toll Show, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Feels good to be alive. It feels good to be alive. Indiana, Miami tonight. The Broncos moving on. Jarrett Stidham will be their starting quarterback in the AFC Championship game. The Seahawks, my pick for the Super Bowl, dominated the 49ers 41-6. Rams 20, Bears 17. Caleb Williams, late game heroics. The longest 14-yard touchdown pass in NFL history is not enough as Chicago falls in overtime by 3 at the hands of the thicker kicker and Matthew Stafford. But all of that pales in comparison to the man who joins with the spotlight on himself and the spotlight on his city. The New England Patriots 28, Houston Texans 16. He was in Foxborough, in Gillette Stadium. Crazy Boston sports fan, how was your Sunday?
Oh, man. You might have to change my name for today. Fat and happy, appreciative, receipts taken, victory laps taken, Boston sports fan. What a freaking day to be alive, huh? You take his home team out like that, dominant defensive performance again, and then you wake up today, foot of snow on the ground, put the plow on my Honda Pilot, got right to Duncan this morning, took a victory lap with me and my townie pals.
Pretty incredible. It felt, I took a nap during the middle of the game. It was bad. CJ Stroud was just bad. It wasn't very fun to watch. Being in the venue, snow on the ground, snow falling in Foxborough. If you were to summarize, one of my favorite, actually, Boston sports analysts is from the Wicked Boston Sports Show. Cameron Stewart is his name. I know you're a big fan, listen to him a lot. Both of us do. Put me into the mind of a guy like that, a guy who covers Boston sports. What's he bound to say when he analyzes this from the viewpoint of someone who is an actual reporter for the New England Patriots?
Probably talk about, this defensive performance, how great Drake Maye was, efficient, holding on to the football, not putting his team in trouble. I'm sure that dude will probably say a lot about that. I do watch that show. Good show. No Drake Toll show, but pretty good show. I would talk about how this is a miracle. Like these Patriots fans, they've been waiting forever and ever, and finally back in the AFC Championship game. There are second graders out there who have never seen this. This is truly once-in-a-lifetime kind of stuff for the New England Patriots. It will only be the third time in my life that they have played the Denver Broncos in Denver in the AFC Championship game. And Jarrett Stidham, man, the guy who couldn't even beat out bum, washed up, noodle arm, can't throw the ball 8 yards, Cam Newton. That guy is who we get in the AFC Championship game. Man, there is some kind of rabbit's foot somewhere, huh? Keistered somewhere deep in the annals of one Patriot place in Foxborough is all the horseshoe, rabbit foot, lucky things you can ever think of.
That is a prevalent piece of the conversation here. For those that say New England is only in this position because of some horseshoe luck themselves this season, or easy schedule, their strength of schedule being weak, what is your response to the allegations?
They've won 2 playoff games. What are you talking about with the schedule? They've won 2 playoff games, man. Oh, they played the best defense in football. All I heard for a week was the best defense Drake Maye's ever going to play. And how are they going to score on this Houston Texans defense, this vaunted Texans defense? 3 touchdowns on offense. Drake Maye played like garbage half the game, and he's still the only quarterback the whole season to throw 3 touchdowns against these guys. And I got you talking about the schedule the next day. Good Lord, man.
Marcus Jones, pick 6. You were in the stadium, 6 glasses, 6 cups of Dunkin' deep, couple of Sam Adams.
Oh, yeah.
Take me through the pick.
Couple nips.
And Foxborough's reaction to Marcus Jones pick 6.
Coming coming right at us. It was coming right at us, man. Those poor Texans fans got some real expensive beers dumped on them when the Pats fans were celebrating Marcus Jones coming right at us. Man, unreal crowd pop. I mean, you could see it a mile away. C.J. Stroud, one read, guy falls down and just punts one to Marcus Jones, by the way, the best punt returner of all time, statistically speaking, takes it back for a touchdown. Man, that is where the game changed right there. It was 10-7 before that. Marcus Jones takes it in the end zone. We already started booking tickets to Denver right after that. It was over. There was no way the Texans were going to score enough points to beat this team. God, see, I love Drake Maye, but C.J. Stroud is my favorite quarterback in the league. Man, I would go up against that guy every single week if I could.
Crazy Boston sports fan on the Drake Toll Show, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Now you turn your attention to Denver. It's New England and the Broncos. 5.5-point favorites are the Pats on the road. It's the most that anyone has ever in the National Football League, the most anyone's been favored by on the road in a conference championship game. Why is this spread so big, and is it solely Jarrett Stidham?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a couple of their other guys got hurt, didn't they? They got pretty banged up at the end of the game. I think this Surtain guy got banged up too, but they lost a couple of receivers. I mean, this is what a feeling this is. I mean, talk about a team that's won 8 games the last 2 years, hasn't had any pressure on them in any game this season. Now you got some pressure. Like, this is good. Pressure makes diamonds, right? Or something like that. You know, this team is going to need to be the favorite, you know, like a real favorite, not a house money, hey, they're better, but they're playing with house money kind of favorite. That's what this week is. And it's time to erase some demons here, all right? Brady, Belichick, 0-3 in Denver in the playoffs. Now is the time for Vrabel and Maye to be 1-0 and go back to another freaking Super Bowl.
They're on the doorstep of it, which is crazy to say, but Mike Vrabel, Drake Maye, the New England Patriots are close to
America's
glory.
worst nightmare. Another sleepless week for America. Oh, no.
Close to glory again. Before we get you out of here.
Their darling, their golden child, Josh Allen, could not get it done. It's up for the big boys like Drake Maye to get this thing done.
Crazy Boston sports fan. And this is a conversation we've already had on the show today. Man, it's pretty easy to be insufferable when you're a Boston sports fan. The Celtics are winning. The Bruins are winning. Obviously, the New England Patriots are winning. How about those guys on the ice?
Oh, man. Talk about a heater they're on. All these guys do is they just, like, lose 5 in a row, win 6, 7 in a row. You get that? I was in attendance the other night, see Zdeno Chara get his number retired. And it made you stop and think, wow, it must really suck to be a fan anywhere else. Because not only do we win here, but it matters more here. It eternally matters more here. And Zdeno Chara is just the first of many from a great Bruins era that I will go get to see get their number retired. The Bees keep winning. The Celtics are a better offense without Tatum than with him, and the Pats are going to the Super Bowl. Man, it is a lovely time to be insufferable. Let me just tell you that.
That is it. That's his time. Crazy Boston sports fan. Thanks for joining the show.
Well, I guess if the Pats keep winning, I'll keep coming.
There he goes. 310-840-4910. How many times did he say the word coming in there? He really was reliant on that to the vernacular. We got to expand that. Addy Bates, he survives. He lives to play another week. The always informative, crazy Boston sports fan. You posed the question: is this the most insufferable fan base to not just not have karma ever? But I personally, I like it. I like it. It's fun to me when Boston is good at stuff.
I feel like you're insufferable if you come on the show and say coming at least 10 times in 5 minutes.
If you do what?
At 7:45. in the morning. Like they're coming to town. Get whatever y'all are thinking. Get out of there.
Yep.
Get out of there.
That's great. It's a crazy Boston sports fan, man. I am not. No one clip this, and don't take this the wrong way. I'm not trying to say that the Pats got an easy route. No. This is a caveat. I'm not trying to say that this is Mickey Mouse or fraudulent or fake in any way. But it is kind of funny
2 minutes.
that New England continues to play. Like now Jarrett Stidham, that's an awesome break. It's funny that the team America said could not go to the Super Bowl because they did not play a good strength of schedule in the regular season. They were 1-2 against teams with a winning record. Maybe the easiest strength of schedule in NFL history. Like it for a team that is this far, for sure. And you told me that that's not good. Well, it's any given Sunday, but also they have an easy schedule. But if it's any given Sunday, they could lose any given Sunday, right? Well, no, I mean, it's easy schedule. Okay. And now that team is playing Jarrett Stidham. And for as funny as that is, as much of a laugh as that gives you, the chagrin, maybe Jarrett Stidham shows up, is dominant, or is serviceable enough to give a really good, talented Denver defense the opportunity to win at home. But 5.5-point favorites, the New England Patriots going to the Super Bowl, is something we could be talking about in 2026. That's crazy. However, I do think, based on what we've seen the entire year, namely this postseason, that the winner out of the NFC is going to be a significant favorite come San Francisco final game. And I foresee either the Seahawks or the Rams winning the Super Bowl against whichever team between the Broncos and the Patriots will come out of the AFC. Up next, Miami, Indiana. 15 Windiana going for 16 tonight. 310-840-4910. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Alex Dono, Locked On Canes, the Miami expert, joins the show to talk the U. This is the Drake Toll Show.
This is Westwood One Sports.
Go on trial just for laughing at the joke, just for saying of the bargain what any sales girl already knows. Most of us old men die at the firing line, just waiting for our number to be called. I guess time just makes fools of us all. Now the king gets his stepson when he's loaded as a gun. Says a real man is like a country. You need a map to find your one. Now I do you suppose you must approach the throne with its back up against the wall. I guess time just makes fools of us all. Minds of my generation gladly conscripted in the war of defending any Goliath that would deign darken the door. Now with your genius for picking battles no wonder every helmet is too small. I guess time just makes fools of us all. I guess time just makes fools of us all. My drink is watered down. The champ is on his knees. He lost the rematch. He lost the comeback. He lost for charity. But that's the job. It's what gets the asses in the hall. They came for a beating. And he came to throttle. Go and serve your client notice that of all the young gods I have known, yours is easily the least famous to turn down the cover of a Rolling Stone. Lily white faces, so familiar and yet impossible to recall. I guess time just makes fools of us all. After a millennia of good times, God said, hey now, let's have a dream where we raise the stakes a little. Come on, let's make things interesting. Parachute into the Anthropocene, an amnesiac, a himbo Kendall. I guess time does make fools of us all. I killed a rattlesnake this morning behind the truck, put it in reverse and hit him clean. Something he said when it stuck. Hey, I can sell you 1,000,000 records. I mean, your image could use an overhaul.
Come on now.
Don't you know time
Harry Como?
just makes fools
You did not even
of us all.
see it coming. 8 in the morning. You could never have told.
Headlights headed southbound.
In your earbud. In your car.
Losers exodus. That's where you'll find me in Las Vegas.
The Westwood One Sports App.
Doing my
On the day of our
greatest
Lord,
hits. Me and Dixie.
January 19th, the day the Miami Hurricanes
We had ourselves a ball.
college football playoff national championship.
I followed my dreams, and my dreams said to crawl.
Dono within 24 hours. We are talking about the national team, Miami Hurricanes, who are the city of
No, and if anything, if they're listening to this right now, if you thought Miami was hyped before, now that they have Harry Como in their lives and in their cars, this city's going to be crazy, Drake. And it's palpable down here. I mean, everywhere you go, you see people, mostly in Miami gear. But then if you go towards, the areas where they've got the convention center and everything, you see a lot of the Indiana gear. But everybody's geared up one way or another, right? Everybody's got the Miami flags on their cars in the neighborhoods down here in South Florida, or, the Indiana fans are making their presence felt as well. It's going to be a party in South Florida. And if Miami is the team that is able to, pull it off tonight despite the odds, this city has not been able to celebrate a football championship in a long time. 2001 was the last time. People talk a lot about how crazy it would be if the Miami Dolphins won a Super Bowl, but that hasn't happened since 1973. So if the Hurricanes can get it done tonight, it's going to be a party.
Dono, take me through. I mentioned Houston a lot, right? University of Houston has really good now football and men's basketball, but you're stuck behind the Astros. You're stuck behind the Texans. You're stuck behind the Rockets. In Miami, how hard is it to compete for the soul of the city, and have the Hurricanes captured that?
They have, and it's something that they've done before. That there's just something about the way, and obviously people always have their jokes about, Miami fan attendance and stuff, and it's a weird dynamic because the actual university is very small. It's a small private university, but when Miami Hurricanes football becomes relevant, it just galvanizes the entire city, and it really does become the team of this community. And, the way I'm seeing it get embraced, it's an odd thing because people, everybody down here for the most part is a Miami Dolphin fan and a Miami Hurricane fan, but the Dolphins haven't really given people consistent reasons to be excited. They haven't won a playoff game in 25 years. So when it comes to the University of Miami, this community really does get electric behind it. It's one of those things. We've seen it happen a lot down here. Obviously, the Miami Heat have a ton of support. It's been a great organization. But there's just something different. And I think the way that the University of Miami throughout history has connected with the city, if you've seen the U and the U Part 2 documentaries, the ESPN 30 for 30s that, are really, really beloved down here, it kind of captures, the way that Miami's alumni base. You see Michael Irvin going absolutely bonkers on the sidelines. You see the support that the former players and the Pro Football Hall of Famers give to the program on Saturdays. Everything just connects with the community, and it kind of feels like one of those one of those moments, Drake, when all the planets align and you get one of those like weird eclipse moments. Like that's kind of how you feel down here with Miami getting to this game.
You mentioned community quite a bit there, Dono, and Miami's one of those places I've got to spend more time in the last couple of years. And what is so unique, I think, about the city is heritage, and Cuban heritage is a major piece of that. I've heard from a lot of folks, again, Alex Dono, Locked on Canes, joining the Drake Toll Show, a lot of folks that Fernando Mendoza has just as many Miami fans in Miami as he does anywhere because of his background. Are you seeing this rift of, man, Miami fans are super excited for the Hurricanes, but also Fernando Mendoza falling into a soft spot in the city?
Yeah, no doubt. In fact, I was able to kind of unintentionally get some feedback on it because my parents have neighbors whose son is a football player on Miami Columbus, which is where Fernando Mendoza played. It's also the school that Mario Cristobal went to, the high school down here. So they have connections on both ends. Yeah, and so there's so much pride coming from the – it's a very prominent Catholic high school down here. A lot of great football players have come out of Miami Columbus, and there definitely is like kind of split pride. Kind of my understanding of the dynamic is like obviously they're definitely individually rooting for Mendoza, but most of the people with the I hate to speak for them because I didn't go to Columbus, but I'm going to speak for them anyway because based on the people that I talk to, most of them will be cheering for Miami in the game, but they'll obviously be kind of privately rooting for Fernando Mendoza as well. And Drake, I would imagine Mendoza, of course, being from this community, he's probably going to have like his family will have their own section at the stadium. Like I'm sure that close family, friends, extended family, everybody a part of this Miami community. There's going to be probably like a whole section of Mendozas who are going to be going crazy for Fernando because it really is a great story. And if it wasn't Miami on the other side of it, like if it was Indiana versus Ole Miss in this game, you would probably have a majority of the locals cheering for Indiana because of Mendoza.
Such an interesting dynamic, and I know it won't take away at all from this home crowd, home environment. People have discounted, I think, Dono, as I'm watching national networks, the impact outside of the stadium, because everybody wants to talk about, okay, well, yeah, it's 30% Indiana, 30% Miami. Those are tickets allotted to the two universities, and the other 40% will be donors and the bigwigs and the money. They're taking away from what the vibe downtown will be, what the vibes outside of the stadium will be, and how those will be completely impacted by the pulse of Miami playing in a home game. Your boots on the ground here, like I mentioned earlier, what is that vibe like? The difference in not playing this game in San Francisco or in Atlanta, but having the backyard open to the team whose backyard it is.
I mean, everywhere you drive down here, you see people with the Miami Hurricanes flags on their cars, and they'll honk at each other when they see somebody else with the Miami Hurricanes flags. There's been a lot of cool photos and visuals of, the skyscrapers in downtown Miami have been lit up orange and green. This is a big cruise port down here in South Florida, and there was a cool photo I saw going around of a big Royal Caribbean cruise ship that had U lights on it, and yeah, it is big for the community. And I also think maybe the sort of the hidden advantage for Miami's actual team that people don't maybe talk about enough is that throughout the week they've been able to practice at their own facility, and they've been sort of able to. Everybody knows this is the biggest game that a lot of these young men will ever play in, but at the same time, they've been able to kind of, put themselves in that bubble with the game day routine being, the game week routine being you're practicing in your own facility, and you can kind of pretend that this is just another home game week. Because I know Mario Cristobal is very big on routine. He's very big on consistency. And so, Miami, I guess, has had that advantage that they're not like displaced practicing somewhere else. They get to use their own facility throughout the week.
It's Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, the Drake Toll Show, joined by Alex Dono, Locked On Canes, the expert on all things Miami, who will compete in the national championship tonight against Indiana. Dono, we've talked a lot about the pomp and circumstance around the contest. Let's go into the game for a second. Miami's defensive front, is that where it starts if the Canes are going to win?
Yeah, 100%, Drake. I mean, that's primarily what's gotten Miami to this point has been the stellar play that they've had, not only from their pass rush, but the defensive front with their run stopping as well. Miami's been top 5 consistently against the run. Ruben Bain and Akeem Mesidor not only are two of the more dangerous pass rushers in the country, they both grade out well against the run. But in this matchup, I think Miami's got to do both of those things. Miami is going to need to try and stuff the run in order to keep Indiana as one-dimensional as possible. And then they have to pressure Mendoza. It's non-negotiable. We've seen how dangerous Fernando Mendoza is when he has time to throw, when Surratt and Cooper have time to get downfield. Those back shoulder throws of his can absolutely kill you. So you need to make sure Mendoza is not comfortable. You need to make sure he's looking over his shoulder and not looking downfield. And so if Miami is going to have any success whatsoever against an Indiana team that's chasing perfection this year, you need to make Mendoza uncomfortable. Put him on the ground if you can, but even if you can't put him on the ground, you need to make sure he's running for his life and not able to set his feet and get comfortable.
Dono, before we get you out of here, there are NFL fans, NBA fans, college tennis fans who will be going to a party tonight and seeing a group of a dozen people watching this Miami-Indiana game, hanging out with a group they're outclassed by when it comes to college football knowledge. If they're going to be the expert, the genius, sound the smartest in the room, what is the nugget, the takeaway from the Miami Hurricanes that they bring to the party that makes them the genius?
Well, you can look at the success that Mark Fletcher Jr. is having. He's averaging 8.71 yards per carry in fourth quarters this year, Miami's top running back. And I think that goes to show you how well not only he runs and gets stronger as the game goes on, because he's 225 pounds and 6'3" at running back, but also the way Miami's offensive line likes to play physical and wear you down. So I think for this one, we can talk about Miami's defense all day, Drake, but the other hidden difference in this game is going to be, can Miami run the football against an Indiana team that doesn't give up much on the ground? I believe if Miami can consistently win on first down and pick up 5 yards with their ground game on first down, that's going to open things up offensively. So look for Mark Fletcher Jr., who averages over 6 yards per carry in the playoffs and over 8 yards per carry in fourth quarters, to be the guy that tries to open up Miami's offense for this win.
At Alex Dono on Twitter. Dono, thanks so much for joining the Drake Toll Show.
Thank you so much for having me.
He will be live tonight after the game, Miami and Indiana, and then tomorrow all week, every day, Locked on Canes breaking down one of America's restart football programs, not quite upstart. 25 years ago, Miami was the talk of the town. Everybody wanted, this is Miami football. And now they're back. Larry Coker? That was Coker, yeah. And now they're back against Indiana. The problem is, and we didn't get to this, we shouldn't. He is the Miami expert. They will have to play Indiana, the most dominant college football team of this generation. 15-0, they've become the second 16-0 team ever, the first to do it in the modern era. They would go undefeated, sweeping the college football playoff as well, and they are 8.5-point favorites tonight. This is the same Indiana team that beat Old Dominion 27-14 to start the year. And since then, it has been stunning. Illinois, number 9 team in the country when they played them, 63-10. At number 3, Oregon, 30-20. UCLA, in the middle of that tear where UCLA was beating Penn State, winning games, 56-6, Indiana silenced them, only to have to go on the road and beat Maryland 55-10. Road win against Penn State. Beating Wisconsin 31-7. Purdue 56-3. Holding Ohio State to 10 points in the Big Ten championship game, winning their first Big Ten championship in program history, securing the 1 seed in the college football playoff. Just to meet Alabama in the Rose Bowl and win 38-3. Mark Cuban's Indiana Hoosiers, a 35-point victory over Bama, and then 56-22 against number 5 Oregon in a neutral site game in Atlanta last week. And that neutral site game packed almost exclusively with Indiana fans. That team is on the doorstep of a national championship. I told you, 2019 LSU, in my book, is the best team in college football. In the modern era, the best team in college football. Indiana does not just rival that. I think Indiana overthrows that. Tonight, it's on. The national championship game is here, and it's your last chance to watch greatness. What does that mean, last chance to watch greatness? What do you need to know? What else do you need to know before you go to your party tonight for you to be most equipped? Listening now in Columbus, Ohio, wondering why your Ohio State Buckeyes aren't there. Listening in Stark, Florida, tuned in to the Drake Toll Show, somewhere outside of Sedona, Arizona. What do you need to know about this national championship game tonight? The X factors for tonight? Why Indiana will win? I've got the keys. Let's make you a genius. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Bomba-dee-da, 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 until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling on till then. Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a song and think about sunny weather. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Some trails are happy ones, It's the way you ride that counts. Here's a happy one for you. Happy trails to you till we meet
Ignite. Become. Savor. That's what it feels like. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, the Drake Toll Show. That's what it feels like today. Like sports are right in front of us. In the most perfect accumulation. Conference championship games, national championship. This is what we came for. This is what in August, when the preseason began, you thought, wow, here we go. It's going to be a long year. This is why. This is why we do it. We play to win the game this weekend. electricity. When Bo Nix, R.I.P. in peace, went 26 yards to Marvin Mims with the Broncos down 24-23 late.
Nix back in the shotgun, barks out the signals, gets the snap. He's back to pass. Blitz coming. Nix looking, going deep down the left side. Got a man. It is caught. It is caught by Mims. He is inbounds. Touchdown, Denver. Marvin Mims down the left side makes the catch inside the pylon.
And while, yes, the game would be tied, Josh Allen would lead a field goal drive to knot it at 20, make it 30-30. Final score 33-30. Will Lutz, game winner. And the Broncos, now without Jarrett Stidham, end up winning the game and moving on to the AFC Championship, where they will face the New England Patriots, whose defense put C.J. Stroud into a blender. Marcus Jones, Exhibit A.
Without a blitz, 5 for 11. Play fake, boot to the near left. He is hit as he throws a dying duck and is picked off. Intercepted 25-20, 15-10-5. A tackle into the end zone. Touchdown!
Tom McCarthy.
6 by Marcus Jones.
Tom McCarthy on the call, Westwood One Sports. Not really sure why C.J. Stroud just threw the ball really high in the air while he arm punted it 7 yards past the line of scrimmage. But Marcus Jones said, okay, I'll just take this and I will go to the touchdown. That made it 14-10. That wasn't the play that won the game necessarily for New England. But after that, you could tell there's a pretty good chance this one's over. And the Texans, especially given the way that C.J. Stroud was playing, never caught back up. That was it. And I want to talk about a game being over, being it. Seattle, San Francisco. Oh, we haven't talked about this enough because it was such a blowout. Tomorrow we'll hit on it a lot more. But Seattle is that good. San Francisco is that banged up. I would love to accredit it to the idiot. But he said, it was a San Francisco player post-game, if we're at full strength, we would boat race these guys. We would beat these guys. It wouldn't be close. It wouldn't even be a competition. Like, whoa, hey, maybe we don't say that. Maybe we don't have to say those things. Because from jump, we get a 95-yard kickoff return for a touchdown.
Rashid Shaheed drifting to his right. He'll field the kickoff on the 4. Shaheed to the 15, across the 20. Veers left to the 25, a hole at the 30. Steps through a tackle at the 40. Stumbles across midfield. Down the right sideline to the 30. The 20. He's all the way home. A Seattle touchdown on the opening kickoff. 6-0 Seahawks.
That's pretty awesome right there. Start the game, Westwood One Sports. 95 yards. Rashid Shaheed, take it all the way back. That would completely spiral the rest of the game for the 49ers. There was no recovering from that. There was no coming back from that. And the final score of 41-6 was a rout. Seattle's the Super Bowl favorite in my book right now. They're a home team this week. A lot of people already hearing it. They want to count out Sam Darnold and company because they think that Matthew Stafford has a leg up. The Seahawks have the number 1 defense in the NFL per DVOA. From an efficiency standpoint, there is nothing like what the Seattle Seahawks are doing right now. And they dismantled the 49ers, dismantled Brock Purdy. The offense was there. 116 yards on the ground from Kenneth Walker. 3 touchdowns. Sam Darnold only had to throw the ball 17 times. Run-of-the-mill, 63.2 QBR. That's not great. It's not crazy. Why would it need to be, though? When the run game was there and the defense was there, the special teams was there. Brock Purdy was the leading rusher for San Francisco, 5 carries, 37 yards. McCaffrey held to 11 carries for 35 yards. But you don't have faith the Seahawks could beat the Rams this week? You don't think the Seahawks will beat the Rams this week? I certainly beg to differ. They're still my Super Bowl pick. And then Bears, Rams. Those aforementioned Rams. Caleb Williams, with his team down 17-10, leads the squad inside the 5-yard line. Fails to score, by the way. 4th and goal from the 2. Passes batted away, falls incomplete. The Rams get the ball back. 4-5 plays. Great clock management by Ben Johnson. His team gets the stop. Bears get the ball around the 50-yard line with about 1:50 to go. But Caleb Williams on 4th down, 4 yards away from the line to gain, on the 14-yard line in Rams territory, down 17-10, runs the ball backwards to almost his own 50, and then unloads on one of the great plays in the NFL in 2025-26.
Shotgun snap, goes back four-man rush. He's chased, he's flushed, he's all the way back to the 40. He's backpedaling and throws a pass into the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Touchdown! Chicago has caught a touchdown pass with Cole Kmet open in the corner.
Of course, it was Kevin Harlan. Had to be Kevin Harlan. That pass traveled 52 yards in the air, despite it being a 14-yard completion from Caleb Williams to Cole Kmet. About as cool of a play as you could ever look up and see a replay of. But it was not enough. Harrison Mevis, the thicker kicker, 42 yards, sneak it in the upright. Field goal is good, and the Rams win. An incredible night at Soldier Field. Incredible night for Chicago and that fan base. As loud as you could get it for their divisional round game, home game. But you fall short to Matthew Stafford, a Rams team that's loaded, a Rams team that I think will lose to Seattle, but it is still loaded. And you tip your hat to Caleb Williams, who wasn't great in the postseason, by the way. His stats are not great in the postseason, but when it mattered most, when he had to go win the game, he at the very least either did it against Green Bay or put his team in a position to win, like he did against LA. On that play, it's just impossible that Matthew Stafford, it's impossible in a game that he goes toe-to-toe with Matthew Stafford, that you could pin this on Caleb Williams being the end-all, be-all for why the Bears. Like as much as he may have hurt them, no doubt, with the interception in overtime, a silly interception where DJ Moore just gives up on the route and should probably catch the ball, but who's to say? Just as much as that loses you the game, you would not be there if Caleb Williams did not have incredible heroics. And across the league, I have question marks. Josh Allen, C.J. Stroud, question marks on guys that just did not perform. How much longer will we give Josh Allen a break? Drake Toll with you, the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Let's give you a quick breakdown. Indiana, Miami tonight, national championship game. First, if you want to be the expert, if you want to be the guy at the party who knows more than anybody else, you need to be looking for Michael Irvin. Like they had the Taylor Swift cam in the NFL during the Chiefs games. You should be looking for Michael Irvin tonight and prepared for his antics. He will likely have a leash and collar on, all fours, barking on the sideline. SNL had a great spoof. Saturday Night Live, a great spoof of Michael Irvin joining Weekend Update during their show on Saturday. Here's how it sounded.
The College Football National Championship game kicks off this Monday with Indiana taking on Miami. Here to talk about it is football legend and Miami's most enthusiastic fan, Michael Irvin.
That's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah, what's up, Michael? Wait a minute. Your name Michael, my name Michael. You know what that means?
That we have the same name?
Not just the same name. We have the same father. His sperm split in two. Michael Yin, Michael Yang, Jelly and Belly.
Okay, so you're already on 10, huh?
That's just me, Michael. My resting heart rate is a perfect score, 16,000.
That's great stuff from Saturday Night Live. You'll see him at the game tonight. Number 10, Miami, takes on number 1, Indiana. Canes coming off 31-27 win over Ole Miss. One of the great stories of the postseason, the Ole Miss Rebels under Pete Golding instead of Lane Kiffin, who left, didn't feel like he could win a championship there. So Pete Golding steps in and takes Ole Miss past the Georgia Bulldogs to meet the Miami Hurricanes. And Miami's just that good, namely their defensive line. You saw them win at Texas A&M 10-3. You saw them pummel Ohio State's offense. And then The Canes getting a win over Ole Miss, Trinidad Shambles. Icing on the cake to this point. And tonight, 13-2, the same team that lost to Louisville, same team that lost to SMU, has now won 7 in a row. They won their 6th national championship at first since 2001. Howard Schnellenberger. Miami, it carries that old name now. They've been around now. But the Hoosiers, they've won 3 conference championships in more than 125 years of football. The Indiana Hoosiers can win their first national championship ever. They are favored by 8.5 points. They routed Alabama 38-3. They routed Oregon in a 56-22 shellacking. You think I'm going to discount that team? You think I'm going to make fun of an 8.5 point line and say, too many. There's no way. Miami's too good to allow that to happen. Nah, I'm all right. I'm going to side with the Hoosiers here. The over-under this game, 47.5 via DraftKings. Both teams, 10-5. 10-5 against the spread. Usually some pretty big spreads. Pretty big spreads for Indiana. But they meet those. 47.5, Indiana might do that on their own. Indiana did it on their own against Oregon. A good Oregon team. Fernando Mendoza, the number 1 overall draft pick. If you're a Raiders fan, you watch intently tonight. 73% of his passes in the postseason. In the postseason, he has more touchdown passes than incompletions. That's the guy we're dealing with. In the Oregon game, 17 for 20, 177 yards, 5 touchdowns. 5 touchdowns, 3 incompletions. Tonight, if you're an NFL fan, if you don't like college football, you turn this game on because Fernando Mendoza is playing, because it is your last chance to see greatness in the form of the Indiana Hoosiers. The run game, elite. The pass game, efficient. But then across the way, there's still Carson Beck. 15 games, 73% completion percentage, 3,500 yards. There's still Carson Beck. Also ran for a couple touchdowns against Ole Miss. 23 for 37, 268 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Those numbers are just okay. But they were enough to beat SEC powerhouse Ole Miss, the mighty Ole Miss. And Mark Fletcher Jr. Alex Dono said it earlier, 8.7 yards per carry in the fourth quarter. He just gets better as the game goes on. And they love to use him out of the backfield through the air. That could be it. If Mark Fletcher and Carson Beck have an early connection, that could be it. The thing, the driving factor that keeps Miami in the game. Will they win? I don't think so. But they could keep themselves in the game via Beck to Fletcher. But instead, tonight's game is a blowout. Final score 34-17. Indiana wins over Miami. They are national champions. Curt Cignetti finishes the job, gets it done, has a ring, and we all wonder for the rest of time, how did he do it? How did they do it? Because they came out of nowhere. In the middle of football paradise, one must ponder the question, is Cooper Flagg still the MVP, the Rookie of the Year, or possibly the MVP in the NBA, if he's able to come back from injury? That could be up next. It's not. It's more football. We'll talk about that next week, or the next week, or maybe never. Drake Toll with you, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Addie Bates produces from Washington, D.C. Curtis Poindexter runs the board in Culver City, California. They'll bring you home. It is opening day of spring training in Banana Ball, the Savannah Bananas. That's awesome, isn't it? It's awesome. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. This is, always will be, the Drake Toll Show.